Hey, how you doing? All right. If everyone wants to find their nice, tall, comfy seat. And again, you just want to make sure that your sit bones are nice and even on the chair, so maybe rocking back and forth, tucking them under. And make your spine nice and long. Miss Renee, how you doing? And close your eyes. Take a moment. Feel the floor beneath your feet. Feel the chair beneath your sit bones. The clothing and the air on your skin. And take a moment to scan the body for any areas of tightness or tension. And just notice how your body is feeling. And take a moment when you're ready and direct your attention at how you're feeling mentally and emotionally. Are there things in your life outside of this practice lingering in your mind? Perhaps feelings of excitement, frustration, joy, anger, anything at all. Whatever thoughts, feelings, or stories you find, notice them and acknowledge them, and then gently release them, making space for you to be completely present in this moment right now. Take your attention to your breath and notice its qualities naturally in this moment. What's its pace? How does your breath feel and sound? Where does your inhale land naturally in your body? And just notice whatever's there, checking in with the breath. And then whenever you're ready, I want to invite you to begin to relax the muscles in your face. Relax your jaw and your mouth. Release any tension from your neck, your shoulders. Relax the upper back and the chest. And then begin to soften the muscles along the rib cage, not only in the front of the body, but also in the back. Soften your belly. And notice that with this softness in the body, as you inhale, the body effortlessly expands and lifts. As you exhale, soften the muscles in your chest and back even more. Gently pull the belly button in towards your spine. Continue breathing deeply and fully, paying close attention to where the body expands and where the body releases as it gently contracts. Your hands can stay on your legs. They can rest in the lap with the palms facing up. Or they can come to your body, one hand on the heart, one hand on the navel. Wherever your hands are, allow yourself to stay focused on that movement in the body that the breath creates. And as you focus on that dance between the body and the breath, notice how good it feels to take these deep, effortless breaths. Every inhale becoming a little bit more expansive. And every exhale offering you a little bit more of a release. And perhaps the inhale begins in the belly, then blossoms into the ribs and blooms into the chest. Perhaps your inhale lands somewhere else in your body. Wherever it's landing and expanding is perfect. Simply allow yourself to be present for that dance and to notice where the body expands. And for the next couple rounds of breath, when you get to the top of your inhale, when you feel like you can't take in any more air, see see if you can sip the tiniest bit more air through your nose. And as you do, notice how the collarbone flourishes. And just continue for just a few more rounds of breath, sipping that extra air at the top of your inhale. When you're ready, you can return to a deep, full breath with no extra sipping, and just notice whatever might be there, whatever might be lingering from that breath. Keeping the eyes closed and the breath full, bring the palms together and push your thumbs in towards your heart. Bow your head gently. And as you breathe deeply and fully, every round more full and more free than the last, allow yourself to focus the mind on a point of gratitude. Think of something you're deeply grateful for that fills your heart with a sense of joy. And for the next moment, as you breathe fully, allow every inhale to amplify that gratitude. And for every exhale, to gently release everything else, leaving you with nothing but this breath, this body, and this joyful heart. Give yourself one more deep, full breath here. Whenever you're ready, you can blink your eyes open and we'll get started. As always, you can stay seated or you can stand up. The choice is entirely yours. We're going to be doing some breath. So inhale the arms up. Keeping the shoulders nice and soft, reaching through the fingertips, and exhaling the arms down, following your breath. If the shoulders are bothering you, the hands can stop at shoulder height, expand through the chest, and then exhale down. Wherever you are, you're doing it perfectly. Focus on what you feel in your body, openness in the ribs as you reach on the inhale, length in the spine. As you exhale the arms slowly down. Beautiful, everybody. Just focus on what you're feeling. We'll do one more just like this at your own pace. Exploring your body, allowing yourself to be present for whatever you're feeling. And on the next, we're going to inhale the arms up. And again, you can stay seated if you'd like. As you exhale, though, we're going to hinge at the hip. If you're seated, the torso is going to drape over the thighs. If you're standing, press your hips up toward the sky. Inhale, press through the heels, squeeze the glutes at the top. And exhale, find your forward fold. Again, staying in a range of motion and moving at a pace that feels good in your body right now. Breathing deeply and fully, keeping a soft bend in the knee if you're standing, and you can bend those knees as little or as much as you want. Notice what you're feeling. We're going to do two more here. And letting the head hang heavy, whether you're in the chair or standing, as you drape yourself over your body, relax the neck. This time as we inhale and reach for the sky, let the palms touch together. Exhale them down the midline of the body, stopping at the heart. Take a deep breath here. Notice what you're feeling. And then we're going to bring the arms to the side of the body. The right arm is going to hang down by the side of the chair. If you're standing, you can leave your arm hanging or put your hand on your hip. We're going to inhale the left arm up, maybe to shoulder height. maybe to reach for the ceiling. Maybe we hold on to the chair or slip our hips out to the right and reach over to the left. Wherever you are, try and open that left shoulder up by rolling the arm back towards behind you. Keep a gentle bend in the knee if you're standing. Give yourself one more breath here. Beautiful, everybody. When you're ready, inhale up. Exhale, release the arm. We're going to do 3 more on this side of the body with our breath at your own pace. When you're ready, you inhale up to wherever that stretch felt good. And when you're ready, you exhale slowly down. 2 more just like this at your own pace. Inhaling up whenever you're ready to wherever that stretch in the left side of the body feels good. And exhaling back down. And just notice what you're feeling in the body. And let yourself linger wherever it feels really good. When you're ready, after that last exhale, let both arms hang down by the side of your body. And notice the difference in the 2 sides. Then you're going to let the left arm hang or bring the left hand to the hip. And inhale the right arm up, maybe to shoulder height, maybe toward the ceiling. Maybe you hold on to the chair or dip your hips out to the right and reach over to the left. Whatever feels good to you is perfect. Take that right shoulder and open it up by rolling that arm slightly back. Give yourself 1 or 2 more breaths here. If you're standing, gentle bend in the knee. Notice what you're feeling as you stretch, and when you're ready, inhale up. Exhale the arm down, and then 3 at your own pace, going to wherever that stretch felt good. Inhaling up, opening the rib cage on the right side of the body, and exhaling down. Beautiful. Moving at your own pace, lingering wherever it feels good. Opening up the body, mobilizing the spine. 1 last one on the second side at your own pace. Beautiful. And when you're ready, you'll let both arms come down by the side of the body. Check and see if both sides are even. Sometimes one side is tighter than the other and it wants a little bit of extra movement. So if you feel like one side of your body, one side of your rib cage feels a little bit more accordioned than the other side, give yourself a couple more stretches on that side. If you're feeling good, we're going to twist. So we're going to take a moment. We're going to inhale the arms up with nice soft shoulders. We're going to exhale, turn over to the right, drop the hands down, and maybe look toward that right shoulder if you can. Whenever you're ready, you inhale the arms up. Come back slowly to center, move over to the left side and drop the arms as you exhale. Maybe you look at your shoulder on the left. Inhale, you come back to center again, moving at your own pace and following your breath, exhaling the arms down. And just notice as you move your heart from one side of the room to the other, what are you feeling in the spine? Keep the back nice and tall, the spine nice and long. Soften the muscles in the face, follow your breath, and gently twist the spine. Notice what you're feeling. We're going to do 1 more on each side. Breath full, gently twisting. 1 last one on this second side. And this time as we inhale and come back to center, the palms will come to touch. We'll exhale the hands down the midline, stopping at the heart. And just notice what you feel. Excellent. Now, if you're standing, 1 more little piece we're going to do is the coat arms. So like a kid on the bus stop, swinging your arms from side to side. You're going to do this for a little bit. Breathing deeply and fully and grounding through your feet as you do. If you're in the chair, take a moment to put your hands on your thighs and maybe do some chest circles. And just notice how you're feeling as you move your chest around your body in the chair. Making sure to go in both directions. an equal amount of times. Wherever you are, give yourself a few more rounds of breath. Let yourself feel good as you move that heart around your body or from one side of the room to the other. And just let yourself notice what you feel. When you're ready, you'll slowly come back to center. You'll come to stillness. You'll bring your hands to your body. Notice what you're feeling. And everyone can have a seat for a moment. All right. In the seat, we're going to inhale the arms up to shoulder height. Bend the elbows and grab onto your shoulders. Use your elbows to draw some circles. Start small and make those circles slowly bigger. Beautiful. And if you want, you can always do one shoulder at a time. Sometimes that allows us to notice what's happening in and around the shoulder more readily. So again, do whatever works for you. And whenever you're ready, we're going to change directions. Slowly moving in whatever range of motion is working for your shoulder, allowing yourself to notice what muscles and what ligaments are at play. Beautiful. Give yourself a few more circles here. Keep the spine long and the breath nice and full. And whenever you're ready, you can release the arms to the legs and just notice what you're feeling there. Then we're going to go ahead and inhale the arms up to shoulder height. I'm going to stand just so everyone can see me. You stay seated. Bend the elbows, take me to the gun show. Squeeze those biceps. Take your wrists and turn them in. So bend the knuckles down towards your bicep. When you do that, feel that deep stretch in the wrist and in the back of the forearm. If it hurts, don't do it. Yep, listen to your body. Hold this for one more breath. When you're ready, begin to unbend the elbow. Keep the wrist turned in. Maybe you come just out a little bit and you're like, wow, huge stretch in the forearm. Hold it right there, wherever that is. If you can go further, but there's no ego in here. Listen to your body. Hold this for 1 or 2 more breaths. Big stretch in the back of the forearm. Beautiful. When you're ready, begin to unbend the arms all the way if they're bent. Open the wrists up. Open the hands. Spread your palm out as much as you can as you try to point the fingertips toward the ground. Reach through your fingers. Huge stretch all throughout the palm and all through the inside of the forearm. One more breath here and we're going to do it again. Inhale, take me back to the gun show. Bend the elbows, squeeze the bicep. Curl the knuckles in toward the bicep, bend the wrist. Beautiful. Hold this for 1 or 2 breaths if you can. Notice what you're feeling. And whenever you're ready, keep the wrist turned in, unbend the elbows, any amount. Maybe a tiny bit, that's all you need? Perfect. If you need more, take it. Only you know what you're feeling in your body. Only you know what your body needs. Breathe deeply, 1 or 2 more breaths. Notice the sensation that you have, not only in the wrist, but down the forearm. And when you're ready, unbend the arms all the way. Unbend the wrists. Open the hands. Spread the fingers toward the ground. Spread the palms wide. Big stretch in the hand. Breathe deeply. 1 more breath. When you're ready, exhale, release the hands into your lap. Notice what you're feeling in the fingers, in the hands, in the wrists, in the forearms. And then we're going to flick. So pick your fingers up. Start flicking those fingers as if there was water on them and there's no towel in the bathroom. And it's going to get uncomfortable. The back of your hands are going to start getting warm pretty soon. But you're going to focus on your breath. And you're going to notice that even though I'm uncomfortable, nothing earth-shattering is happening. It's all going to be okay. And you're just going to flick as quickly as you can. Notice what you're feeling. Focus on your breath. Once again, this helps to improve grip strength, right? So that's going to help. That's directly related to lifespan and help you improve your quality of life. It also helps with arthritis. Give me 3 or 4 more deep breaths. Beautiful. Focus on your breath. Your breath is your lifeline when you're going through something difficult, whether it's emotional or physical. One more breath. Ooh, wee. And when you're ready, release it. Let your hands rest in the lap and notice what you're feeling in your fingers, in your hands, maybe even in your wrists and in the forearm. Just let yourself notice. And then let's just do some wrist circles. So you're just going to circle the hands. Notice what you're feeling as you do, and go in both directions. Just warming up the wrists, releasing any tension. Oh, and one more thing. Because we just did the flicky and the Popeye situation, take your thumb and bring it to your elbow, and then start walking your thumb down the muscle that you find there towards your forearm. So walk it down maybe about 3 fingers. Find that spot that when you touch it, it's tight, right? So it's going to be on the front where the hairy part of your arm is, and you're going to find it and you're going to press on it or massage it, right? So it's going to be right under the elbow. And I'm going to walk around and see if everyone's got it. Maybe try right up in here. In here. Yeah, that's the goods. And press on it. You feel how tight that is? That's perfect. As long as you feel that tightness, you'll know it because you'll feel it somewhere in here. Yeah. Once you find it, you'll know because it lights up. Press on it, breathe, and then when you're ready, find it on the other arm. All right? So it's going to be up in here somewhere. And you want to press on that, wherever you find that tightness. Then you're going to switch arms. You're going to, again, start at the elbow. Walk the thumb slowly down that muscle until you find the spot. It's like, ooh. And then you're going to press on it, and you're going to breathe. The reason why that is so tight is because every single one of the tendons and muscles, all that sinewy stuff that you see moving in your hand, that all connects up here, right? So this point in the body holds a lot of tension. So we're just going to hold that on both sides, couple of breaths. Working out the tension. It takes time sometimes to find it, but when you do, you'll know. And then when you're ready, you can release it. Just notice what you're feeling. Then we're going to take the left leg out in front of us, and we're going to lift it up just a little bit. And turn to the side so everyone can see. So you're just going to be lifting this leg up any amount off of the ground. Doesn't matter how much. What we really want to focus on here is flexing that foot. As you flex that foot, you'll feel a bright stretch up the back of the leg. And just take a couple more breaths here. Notice what you're feeling. And when you're ready, begin to point the toe. So you're going to extend the foot now. And this can be a little tricky with shoes on. You're welcome to take them off, but that's a personal choice. You can also bring the leg up onto the opposite leg and use your hand to manually flex the foot if that helps you. Here what we're looking for is a big stretch from the big toe all the way through the top of the foot into the ankle and into the shin. Give yourself one more breath here, noticing that stretch. And when you're ready, we're going to move with our breath. Inhale, flex. Exhale, point. Inhale, flex, brightness in the back. Exhale, point the toe, brightness in the front. Inhale, flex one last time. Exhale, point. Beautiful. And then with that foot, draw your big circle using your big toe. So we don't want to move the leg. We want to keep the calf as steady as we can and really focus on using that big toe to get the ankle moving. Notice what you're feeling, and if this is tricky, which is normal, it's not uncommon, bring your leg up and use your hand to manually crank the foot. That's okay. Make sure you go in both directions. So switch directions whenever you feel complete in the first. Notice that both directions don't feel the same, and that's totally normal. Give yourself 2 more circles in the second direction. Notice what you're feeling. When you're ready, let your heel come to rest on the floor. Here, we're going to flex the toes. So spread the toes out as wide as you can. And then exhale, squeeze the toes, crunch them up. Inhale, flex and spread the toes. Exhale, squeeze and crunch the toes. One more. Inhale, flex and spread the toes as much as you can. Exhale, squeeze. And then just let that foot come to rest on the ground. We're going to lift up the right leg now, flexing that foot as much as you can. Beautiful, big, bright stretch in the back of the leg. Excellent. And you want to try and keep the back nice and tall, shoulders over the hips. Notice what you're feeling in that right leg. Give yourself 1 or 2 more breaths here. Deep stretch in the back of the leg. Focus on the position of your toe and your ankle. When you're ready, exhale, point the toe, so extending the foot. And again, if you want to bring the leg up to use your hands, you're welcome to do that. Right now, we're focusing on that deep stretch all the way from the big toe, up the foot, into the ankle, and into the shin. And just notice that stretch. Notice the way it feels, and whenever you're ready, we're going to move with our breath. So we're going to inhale, flex the foot. Exhale, point the toe. Inhale, flex, brightness in the back. Exhale, brightness in the front. One last one. Inhale, flex. Exhale, point. Beautiful. When you're ready, use your big toe to draw that big, slow circle. And again, you're welcome to use your hands here. This helps to increase and maintain ankle mobility, so super important. And go until you feel complete in this first direction, and then whenever you're ready, you'll change directions, noticing that the second direction might not feel the same. And if you get a little snap, crackle, pop, never hurt anybody, that's all right. Notice what you're feeling, 1 or 2 more circles in that second direction, or continue going until you feel good. And then drop that heel to the ground. And again, flex the toes. Splay the toes out as much as you can. And then contract, crunch them together. Flex and spread the toes. Crunch the toes. One last time. Flex and spread the toes. Beautiful. Crunch the toes. Squeeze. And then just release. Excellent, excellent. Before we get started, does anyone have any special requests for today? Body parts? Postures, positions.
The flexibility in hips from side to side as opposed to
Front and back. Absolutely. We can do that. All righty. What's that? Lower back. Hips and lower back it is. They're connected. I mean, it's all connected, isn't it? But they're like super close. All right. We're going to stay seated for a moment. Bring your feet to the floor and spread your legs out as wide as you can. So you're going to want to be toward the front of your chair. And the reason for that is that if I'm way back here, first of all, I can't spread my legs out quite as wide. Second of all, I can't get any action in those legs, right? And we like a little bit of action. All right, so the legs are spread nice and wide. And you want to press into the feet. And when you press into the feet and you push them into the floor, notice that activity in the legs, right? So this is me not pressing, and then this is me pressing. I'm not coming up out of my chair, but I almost feel like I'm gonna, right? And the thighs are working, and that's what we want. Now take your arms, let them hang down in front of you. You're gonna take the right arm, press it against the inside of the right leg. Take a deep inhale here with the left arm hanging down. And as you exhale, begin to lift that left arm up and gently twist toward the left. Open the shoulder at the top, and then inhale back to center. We're going to do a few of these at your own pace in a range of motion that works for you. Exhaling the left arm up and inhaling it down. Give yourself 3 more here just like this. Exhaling up, gentle twist of the spine, opening of the shoulder and the hip, and inhaling back to center at your own pace. Beautiful, everybody. Just 2 more here. Notice what you're feeling in your body. Just exploring your range of motion. And as always, there's no self-judgment or no judgment of anyone else in here. Coming back to center, take that left arm, press it up against the inside of your left leg. Feel the openness that creates in that left hip. Take a deep breath in. As you exhale, lift that right arm up as you gently twist the spine. Open that shoulder and actively press the left arm into the left leg to open that hip. You'll inhale back to center at your own pace. And you'll continue to let your breath guide you into that gentle twist, opening the shoulder and the hip. And inhaling back to center. Exhaling whenever you're ready. We've got 3 more at your own pace. And you can linger anywhere that it feels good. If it feels really good at the top to open that shoulder, stay there for a round of breath. It's your body. You do what you want with it. Give yourself 1 more on this second side. Breathing deeply and fully, extending the spine. And when you come back to center, you can slowly roll yourself up. Bring the legs in a little bit, but keep them a little wide. I forgot to cat-cow us during our warm-up, so we're going to do that right now. Take your hands, interlace the fingers, drop them in between the legs, and drop your chin towards your chest, looking at your hands. From here, we're going to inhale and start to lift the arms up slowly, following them with our gaze. If our shoulders bother us, maybe we stop at shoulder height, ground through the hips, and push the chest out. If they're not, we can continue to lift the hands up and arching the back as the hands meet the ceiling. Linger here for 1 breath. As you exhale, begin to slowly drop the hands down in between the legs again, following them with your gaze. Dropping the chin toward the chest and rounding the spine as much as possible. And moving just so everyone can see, you're going to continue with your own breath at your own pace. Inhale up, grounding through the feet and hips, arching the back as much as you can. And whenever you're ready, you're going to exhale the arms down slowly and steadily as you begin to round your spine. And let yourself sink into these postures a little bit more with every round of breath. Noticing that as you inhale the arms up and you reach the arch at the top, the shoulder blades pull tight together. And as you exhale the arms down into that rounded spine, notice how the shoulder blades pull wide. Give yourself 1 more round of each, lingering wherever it feels good, arching the back as much as you can, and rounding the spine as much as possible. When you're ready, slowly roll yourself up. Notice what you're feeling in your body. And from here, we're going to keep the legs wide and we're going to do a little bit of like a serpentine motion with our spine. So we're going to inhale. First of all, press the feet actively into the ground and really feel your sit bones rooting into your chair. As you inhale, bring the chest toward the legs, arching the back a little. As you exhale, round the spine and come up. And you're just going to do this with your breath for several rounds of breath. Listening to your body, listening to the breath. Notice what you're feeling and try to make the movement as smooth as you can. Don't worry about what it looks like. Focus on what it feels like. Breathe deep and full. Allow your breath to guide you. And stay in a range of motion that works for your body. Beautiful. Give yourself 2 more here. Really notice what you're feeling in your back. Maybe even in the hips a little bit. And on the last one, you'll come back up to center nice and slow. You'll take a pause there to notice what you feel. Excellent. And then when you're ready, we're going to stand up if you're comfortable. If you want to stay seated, you can, and I will give you some options to do these things seated. What we're first going to do is take our legs, stand behind your chair, and you're going to take your legs as wide as you possibly can. And notice that the wider you take your legs, the more strength it requires, right? Not only of the outer glutes, but also the inner thighs. So just be mindful of that. And take a moment to really press through your feet, particularly outside edge of your foot and your heels, and keep a gentle bend in the knee. You don't want to lock the knees out. Gentle bend in the knee to protect those knees. When you're ready, we're going to bend the left knee, engage the outer hip, and press up. And only go down as far as you need to, and then the other knee. And we're just going to move side to side here. And this is going to start to open up the hips a little bit. It's going to start to stretch out the inner thigh. And we're just going to notice what we're feeling. You can hold on to the chair, forearms on the chair. Keep the back nice and long, and only go as deep as you need to feel that stretch on the inside of the thigh and to feel that activation on the outside hip. Notice what you're feeling and give yourself 2 more on each side at your own pace. You shouldn't feel any pain in your knee. If you do, let me know. You want to focus on really activating this outer hip. Focusing on those muscles helps us to keep the knee from pain. So let me see how we're doing. First, try and turn your toe out a little bit toward me. Yep, and see if that helps.
Yeah, this is the one that's titanium. So.
Got it. So you want to keep your foot, your toes pointing in the same direction as your knee will go, and that will help keep from any twisting that might put pressure on it. Does that help?
A little bit, yeah.
Excellent. And then really focus as you come up on squeezing that butt cheek.
This hip's supposed to be out?
Yes. Yeah. Because what happens is when we come down on that knee, if we push this hip out, right, that means this hip knows that he is doing most of the work. If I let my knee lead, right, now my knee, right, see how my knee is turned out? My knee wants to take on that weight. So if instead you can also point your toes forward, bring your feet a little bit closer together, point your toes forward, and as you bend, push your hip out to the side. And squeeze that glute as you come up, right? So again, you got options. If your knee wants to go out, that's fine. Point the toes in the same direction as the knee. If you are able to, you can point the toes forward and push the hip out further than the knee and let the hip and the glutes do the work there. So it's a little bit of an experiment, a little bit of an exploration. Everyone's body is going to be different. When you're ready, you'll come up to the top, take a moment, maybe shake your legs out a little bit. Beautiful. The next thing that we're going to do is turn our chairs to face us, and I'm going to turn to the side so that everyone can see. You're still going to take your legs out nice and wide. We're going to inhale the arms up to shoulder height. So here, if we press through our feet and ground through our heels, keep a gentle bend in the knees, but really focus on activating the back of the leg. Feel your calves tighten. Feel your thighs spin in and back, almost lifting the knees up. Okay? Lengthen the spine, squeeze the glutes, maybe even tuck the chin up and back, creating space in the neck. This is 5-pointed star. Take 1 more breath here. When you're ready, as we exhale, hinge at the hip and reach down for your chair. So maybe you come to a flat back and you feel that openness in the hamstrings. Sometimes tightness in the hips and sometimes tightness in the lower back is related to the hamstrings. So we're going to stretch these out for a minute. Maybe you stay just like this and that's enough stretch. Maybe you want to bring your forearms down to the seat of the chair, pressing the hips up toward the ceiling. And you can bend the knees any amount, but keep those hips pressed up. You can also grab onto your shins or reach for the floor if you're looking for more of a stretch. Listen to your body, find out what your body needs, and make sure that you get it. Beautiful, everybody. And you come in and out of this as you need, and you breathe deeply and fully wherever you are. Give yourself 2 more breaths. Notice what you're feeling in the back of the legs and in the hips as you gently press them toward the sky. When you're ready, you're going to inhale and slowly walk yourself back up. Keeping a bend in the knee as you do, squeezing the glutes to help lift you. And notice what you're feeling. Okay. Now, how are we with putting the foot on top of the chair? Is that going to be a hard no for everybody, or are we thinking that might be all right? All right, so what you're going to do, turn your chair to face sideways like how mine's is. And we're going to take say you're standing on the left side of your chair. You're going to take your right foot and you're going to put it up there. And you're going to let your toes face the back of the chair, okay? Now, if this is too tricky, I have other options. And if this works, then it's going to be yummy. So we want to bring it to...
I can't do that yet. I've still got pain in my leg.
That's okay.
I can't do that.
Sit down and I'll show you a different version you can do. All right, so if you're using the chair, you're going to have the toes pointing toward the back of the chair, and you're going to turn your hips and your chest to face the front of the room. Notice how this already opens up this hip a whole lot, okay? Then we're going to hold on to the back of the chair, and we're going to reach our knee, too close, reach our knee toward the chair back. Big stretch here. And you're just going to come up, and you can go back again. And just play with this, and you can also linger and hold it for a round of breath. And then come back up. And one more. And then come back up. And when you're ready, you'll switch sides, and I'm going to show you what you can do in the chair. So in the chair, I wish we had something you could put your foot on. In the chair, you can bring your left leg in front of you and put your right leg out to the side and try and turn your toes out as much as you can. And notice how that creates a little bit of a stretch on the inside of the thigh. And so now you can just take that right hand and push it up against the inside of the right thigh or the inside of the right knee and gently stretch that thigh open a little bit more. And you're just going to hold that there. And when you're ready, you're going to switch sides. So in the chair, it's looking like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, come back. And we're not counting. We use our breath to count. Most of us, a full breath will take about a count of 5. Right? Breathing deeply and fully, lingering wherever it feels good, engaging the glutes, and just stretching the inside of the thighs. Whenever you're ready, you can slowly and gently bring that down. Beautiful. Okay. One more from standing, so you can stand back up if you want and take your time moving in and out of the poses, holding them whenever it feels good. Turn your bottom of your chair to face you again. This time your feet are going to be about hip distance apart. So you want your feet to be directly under your hips. You're going to inhale the arms up with nice soft shoulders. And as you exhale, you're going to hinge at the hip and let your hands find the chair again. This time, we're going to push the chair away from us once we find our hands on the seat. So you're going to push the chair out, keep a gentle bend in the knee until you can bring your head in between the arms and reach the arms out straight in front of you. So this is our version of a downward dog. Okay, so we got the feet grounded, a gentle bend in the knee. The hips are pressing up. We're reaching and stretching through our back. You've also got a little bit of a stretch in the shoulders here as you let the head hang heavy between the arms. Beautiful. Hold this for one more breath. Feel the openness in the back of the hamstring. And when you're ready, bend your knees real deep and slowly either pull the chair close to you or walk yourself close to the chair. Squeeze your glutes as you roll yourself back up and notice what you're feeling. How we doing, everybody? Good? All right. Oh my God, the time. All right. Let's see, one more standing one. How's that sound? I'm gonna make it a combo. Turn your chair to face me the normal way and stand in front of it. What we're gonna do here is stand in front of the chair and then take your right leg and step it wide outside of that chair. Beautiful. Inhale the arms up to shoulder height. Well, actually, inhale the arms straight up ahead of you. Squeeze the glutes and pull the belly button in to keep you stable here. Keep a little bend in the knee. Bring your left hand to the left thigh. Reach through that right arm. Feel the openness that creates along the right side of the body. You can stay right here in extended triangle. Or if you want, you can begin to dip your hips out to the right and slide the hand down to the chair. Turn your left toes over to the left side of the room. My fault. Gentle bends in the knees, reaching through that right hand. If you want more of a stretch here, you can take your triangle further by moving that hand down the shin, maybe to the ankle, maybe to the foot, maybe to the floor. Doesn't matter where you go. Or maybe not. It doesn't matter where you are, as long as you're pushing that hip to the right and you're reaching with that right hand, lengthening the spine. When you're ready, bend that left knee so the knee comes over the ankle. Inhale your arms up, open yourself up. Turn the palms up. Here we are in Warrior Two. Openness in that left leg. Keep the chest and the hips facing me. Press, squeeze that left glute, press that left thigh behind you. Maybe you turn to face your left hand. I said one, I'm gonna make it a three-fer. When you're ready, exhale, drop the right hand to the back of the right leg, beautiful. Reach up with that left arm, reverse warrior, perfect. When you're ready, not a second sooner, we'll inhale the arms back to shoulder height. We'll straighten that left leg, turn the toes to face the front, and you can release it all, shake it out. See how you're feeling. Come back to the center of your chair. And we'll do it all on the other side. So take your left leg, step it out wide as you want. Turn those right toes to the right side of the room. Keep a gentle bend in the knee, but the legs mostly straight. And keep your chest and your hips facing the front. Inhale the arms up. Bring the right hand down to touch that right thigh and reach with that left hand. You can stay right here in extended triangle. This gives you everything that you need, and that's perfect. If you want more, you bring that hand down the leg as the hips dip out to the left and you reach for the chair. And both sides aren't the same, and that's normal, right? So focus on what your body's feeling and give it what it needs. Keep that top shoulder open. If you want more, you slide it down, and if you don't, you don't. Listen to your body. Give yourself 1 or 2 more breaths here in this extended triangle pose. Notice what you're feeling. And whenever you're ready, bend that right knee over the ankle. Inhale, bring your sternum up. Make sure the hips and the chest are still facing the front of the room. Squeeze that right glute to open up that right thigh. Turn the palms up maybe. Maybe look toward the right hand. Notice what you're feeling and stay grounded through your feet and press firmly through that back left leg. 1 more breath here, and then drop that left hand to the back leg. Keep the front knee bent. Reach through that right arm. Breathe deeply and fully. Reverse warrior. Beautiful. 1 more breath. Inhale the arms up. Straighten out that front leg, turn the toes to face the front, and you can release. Shake it all out, and everyone can have a seat. The next thing that we're going to do is just a modified or a seated forward fold. And really, this is just about release and decompression of the spine. So you want to have your feet fairly close together. They can either be touching or they can be hip distance apart. That's a personal preference, okay? We're gonna make sure that as we do this, we keep our hips pushing into the chair. Not only does that help keep us safe vis-a-vis stability, but it's also gonna help us make sure that we're getting the most out of the stretch. So when you focus on energetically pushing the hips toward the chair, you're encouraging that decompression in the lower spine. So when you're ready, inhale the arms up, keep the shoulders nice and soft. Ground through your feet and your sit bones. And whenever you're ready, begin to exhale, hinge at the hip, drape your body over the legs, and let your head come to hang heavy, so no tension in the neck. You can either hold on to your shins, you can reach for the floor, or you can reach back for the legs of the chair. Wherever you are, I want you to come down into a complete forward fold and let the head hang heavy. Breathe deeply and fully here, and as you do, notice how the back of the body expands as you inhale. Feel the hips pressing toward the seat, and notice the space being created in between the vertebrae of your spine. Breathe deeply and fully. Give yourself 3 more breaths here. And just notice what you're feeling. 1 more breath. And whenever you're ready, press through your feet, lift your sternum, and slowly roll yourself 1 vertebrae at a time back up. Make yourself tall. Notice the length that you've achieved in your spine. All right, last posture for the day. And if this is not accessible to everybody, again, we have options. But if you're able to, bring your legs out in front of you and sit toward the front of your chair so you can engage your legs. But you want to bring your legs out in front of you and bring them kind of close or about hip distance. You're going to take the left leg and you're going to lift it up and try to bring the left ankle, if you can, to the right thigh. And again, if that's not accessible, don't push yourself. We've got options. If you can get that's okay. If you can get your leg up here, you're going to take the left hand and you're going to gently press just a little bit, or you can even take the left forearm and just let it rest. You know, as if you were having a talk with the good old boys or whatever out on the porch, just relaxing, getting really into the conversation. So you're leaning forward, and notice the opening that that creates in this outer hip and a little bit on the inner thigh, right? And so you're going to hold that for a few breaths. And if that's not accessible to you, see if you can, I'll use a strap. Let's find out how that singing works on the recording. All right, here is a strap. I'm going to show you how to use it. You can also use your pant leg, which looked like it was working pretty good. But if you want to use a strap, you're going to strap it around your foot, right? And you're going to flex your foot strongly. So you're going to have it wrapped around your foot, and you're going to flex the foot. And then you're just going to pull your leg up. Keep the foot flexed and maybe hold onto your pant leg or your ankle to keep the ankle. And just open the leg up any amount that you can. Beautiful. And just notice as you push, you can also push the knee out to the outside of the body and notice how that feels. Wherever you are, you can linger there with the band for a moment. If it feels good, everyone else can drop their legs and we're going to switch. So again, if you're bringing the ankle to the thigh, we're lifting the right leg, we're bringing it to the left thigh. We're taking the right forearm and we're just kind of leaning into it. You can also use your hand. Whatever works best for you is perfect. If you're using the band, we're strapping the band around the wide part of the foot. We're keeping the foot flexed to keep the band in place. And then we're bringing the knee to the outside of the body and lifting up the leg any amount. Keeping that foot flexed and the ankle nice and straight. That's perfect. Excellent. Wherever you are, you're opening the hip. You're stretching out the inner thigh. Give yourself a few more breaths here. I was doing a little bit of running and yapping last time, so you got to hold it for extra to make sure that they're even. Breathe deeply and fully. Don't forget your breath. Keep the back nice and long if you're able to. 1 or 2 more breaths here. Let it feel good, whatever variation of this you're doing. Beautiful. Give yourself 1 more breath. And whenever you're ready, you can slowly release and come out. Take a moment to close your eyes. Notice what you're feeling in your body. If there are any areas of your body still holding tightness or tension, tenderly breathe into them. And then take a moment and just notice how you're feeling mentally and emotionally. So again, maybe things outside of this room, outside of this practice are lingering for you. Maybe during the practice you had thoughts or feelings about yourself or your body. Whatever's there, allow yourself to notice it, acknowledge it, and then gently let it go. Making space for you to be completely present in this moment right now. Notice the way that your breath is in this moment. Notice its qualities, its pace, its rhythm, its depth, the way it feels and the way that it sounds. Taking a moment to remember that your breath is always there for you without you ever having to ask. And that is a relationship worth investing in. When you're ready, I want to begin to invite you to relax the muscles in your body, starting with your face. So release any tension in your face, your mouth, your jaw. Release tension in the neck and the shoulders. Begin to relax the upper back and the chest, the shoulders and the biceps. Begin softening those muscles along the rib cage and in your belly. And releasing any tension from your elbows, your forearms, your wrists and your hands. And just begin relaxing the hips and the pelvic region. Releasing tension from the thighs and the knees. Relaxing the calves. And then slowly releasing all of that tension from the ankles and the feet and letting it soak into the floor. Begin to breathe deeply and fully. Your hands can stay on your legs. They can rest in the lap with the palms facing up. Or they can come to your body, one hand on the heart and one hand on the belly. Wherever you have your hands, as you breathe deeply and fully, allow yourself to notice, where does the body expand as you inhale? As you exhale, where can the body soften and gently pull into itself? Continue to notice that movement that the breath creates in the body effortlessly. And through relaxing the muscles and releasing the tension held in the body's tissues, allow every inhale to become a little bit more expansive. And allow every exhale to offer you the release that you so greatly need. Inhaling deeply and expansively, and exhaling fully and completely. Focus on the breath and the movement that it creates in the body. Allowing every round of breath to become a little bit more free and a little bit more full. And as you breathe deeply and fully, focused on this dance between the body and the breath, allow yourself to notice how good it feels to take these deep, effortless breaths. Bathing your body and brain in vital oxygen, and allowing you to release everything that you no longer need. Continue breathing deeply and fully. Keeping the eyes closed and the breath full, bring the palms together, gently bow your head. And for these last few breaths, focus the mind on a point of gratitude. Gratitude for this breath that sustains you, this body that moves you through the world, a loved one, yourself, anything at all. Allow your heart to fill with joy as you attune to this deep sense of thanks. One last deep, full breath. When you're ready, you can blink your eyes open. Namaste, Jai Bhagwan. May all beings be happy. May all beings be peaceful. May all beings be free. I hope you enjoyed yourselves. You did lovely. Ending a little bit later than usual, but we had fun. I'll see you next week. Thank you all for coming. If you have questions, comments, or concerns, as always, I'm here for it. Let me know. Have a great day. You're so welcome. It's good to have you back.
You know what they just did? Part of this last surgery was I couldn't breathe through my left nostril with all the muscles and nerves cut.
Yeah.
So that they put a tie thing in here under the
Okay.
skin.
Okay.
So for the first time, I can